Jake Paul, maybe? Easy. Easy. Too easy. Too easy.
That's right. Gervonta, Tank, Davis versus me, baby.
It's not over at just because you fighting Jake Paul. Jake Paul ain't no type of demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but you know, with somebody that think they know how to fight. That's not. This is
Floyd Mayweather has finally broken his silence on the highly anticipated bout between Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Jake Paul. In his first public comments, Mayweather offers sharp critique of the clash. He praised Davis's exceptional power and skill, stressing that Tank remains a formidable force inside the ring. Regarding Jake Paul, Mayweather expressed skepticism about his rapid rise in boxing, questioning whether Paul's success comes from genuine ability or simply the spectacle surrounding his persona.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder. Nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below.
Mayweather Jr. recently elaborated on his stance, making it clear that Jake Paul cannot truly compete with elite professional fighters, while acknowledging Paul's ability to attract attention and build a fan base. Mayweather insisted that his skills fall far short of seasoned champions who have dedicated their lives to the sport. He further argued that if Davis were to face Paul, it would only be for money, not credibility. According to Mayweather, such a fight could damage Tank's legacy, since defeating Paul adds nothing to his career, while losing would be catastrophic.
But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever, period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Boxing insiders are also dismissing the Paul versus Davis exhibition as little more than a misguided spectacle. British heavyweight Dave Allen criticized the idea, asserting that Davis could flatten Paul with ease and that both fighters are simply pursuing financial gain. Promoter Eddie Hearn echoed the skepticism, suggesting Davis may be prioritizing a payday over prestige, implying he has one foot out of the sport while chasing money instead of championship glory.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you were saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. And I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Dave Allen has been particularly vocal about the upcoming exhibition, raising concerns over its legitimacy. He pointed to the glaring size disparity between the fighters. Paul, as a natural cruiserweight, and Davis as a career lightweight, arguing that the mismatch undermines the sport's credibility. Allen believes such exhibitions detract from meaningful matchups. He also commented on Moses Atama's career, stating that facing experienced opponents like Dillian White will be vital for Atama to prove himself at the elite level. Allen's perspective highlights his desire to preserve boxing's
Jake Paul is a good area level, very title level fighter, and that's a good level. Like, I'm proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good. But when the Mike Tyson fight, I didn't like. The Chavez fight was farcical because of 10, 11 year past his best. Up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem. Chavez wasn't easy. Fighting the MMA guys, again, it's fighting people that don't do the same, that not even the same sport. But while they're a bit older, still not in the 50s. So all that stuff. I wasn't really watching any of it. I don't think I watched one fight against Tommy Fury. The only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area is title level. He works really hard, he trains hard, and I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. Great, I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. His experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if you can make a few quid, nobody gets hurt, great. But I think, I think it's just absolutely ridiculous farce. Who wants to watch this exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is that having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcias and them fighters? Why is he fighting JakePaul in an exhibition? He'll get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. He's the best year. This is where he can become. Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't.
Boxing writer Keith Idec strongly rejected the notion that Davis is ducking Jake Paul. He called the narrative misleading, pointing out that Davis has a legitimate mandatory obligation to fight Lamont Roach Jr. Rather than indulging in crossover spectacles, Idec emphasized that framing the Paul fight as an act of avoidance distorts reality, as honoring existing agreements and legitimate title defenses should remain Davis's priority.
Well, I think as we discuss this, we should use air quotes when we call it a fight, because I don't see how any athletic commission, in this case the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission, could sanction this as a legitimate boxing match. I think it has to be treated as entertainment to some degree, because you can't put someone they're 65 pounds apart in weight for the most part now. If you look at the cruiserweight limit and the lightweight limit, even if Jake Paul somehow got down to, let's just say 180, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to do that at this point because he's fought so high in weight. Let's just say he got down to 180. They're still 45 pounds apart in weight, and that's just not safe. So if this were to be treated as some sort of, even though they're calling it an exhibition, a legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes. And I just don't understand. I do understand that Netflix is into tentpole events, and people will watch this because they're into the spectacle of it all, and it will draw eyeballs. But does anything that anyone pitches that people will watch, does that make it a good idea?
UFC President Dana White has occasionally offered praise for Jake Paul, particularly for his promotional impact on combat sports in 2024. White acknowledged Paul's efforts to draw attention and engage audiences, noting that he does not personally dislike Paul. He also commended Logan Paul, describing him as brilliant for his role in generating mainstream interest despite past differences. White admitted that the Paul brothers have undeniably contributed to expanding the sport's reach.
Jake said that I snort cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me for the next 5 years for cocaine if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that. But other than when me and Jake Paul have gone back and forth with each other, I've never said anything to defame him. And then when he was talking about his fights being fixed, I don't think that people are actually saying that they're predetermined outcomes, that they're fixing the fights, with predetermined outcomes. They're saying, if you're fighting a 60-year-old fucking guy that can barely walk to the fucking ring, right, and almost died 2 months before that, it's almost like a predetermined outcome. That's what they're fucking saying.
Jake Paul enters the Davis exhibition with a substantial physical advantage scheduled for November 15th. 2025 at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, the matchup pits Davis boasting an impressive 30-0-1 record against a much larger opponent. Paul outweighs Davis by nearly 65 pounds and stands 6 feet 1 inch compared to Davis's 5'5" 1/2 inch, while Davis is renowned for his knockout power and speed the exhibition setting. and severe size mismatch could limit his effectiveness. Paul's confidence and tactical approach may allow him to exploit these advantages, raising the possibility of an unexpected outcome.
This fight has to be the most talked about thing that's going on in sports right now. And this fight has made us all hypocrites, really, and I'll tell you why. Also, I got to tell you guys who I think will win the fight and why I think JakePaul wins. I think either JakePaul wins or it's a draw.
No.
No way.
This is an exhibition, and we didn't talk about that. When you saw at the beginning, this fight is just impactful. And as boxing pugilists, we of us, we hate this shit. But as boxing fans, you want real shit, right? You need Pacquiao versus JakePaul. But then, when you really want is when you're getting out of like Brian Norman Jr. and Devin the American Dream Hands.
Show me on the distance. Show me on my distance. Show me on my distance. Show me on my distance. Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Fuck up. I don't need right here. Yeah. What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? You a bitch, nigga. You a bitch. Yeah, all right.
You have Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys. I'm talking about huge fans of Tank. Turning over on him, I saw Tank Davis fans put up pictures of him as loud and shit. Like, he's crazy. And I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it has revealed a huge amount of hypocrisy. Because guess what? With everybody talking about this fight, not talking about the fight who doesn't even watch boxing, especially those who don't watch boxing. Let's keep it real. This is a fight for the casuals, okay? But at the same time, when so many people talking about this fight, good or bad, the way the internet just erupted and all the socials just went crazy, this fight is going to be one of the biggest fights in history.